Hello, and here we are with another video from For the Love of Crochet. I'm Caroline, and I have a few items to share with you. I think I have three finished objects and a couple of whips in the whip. I also, at the end of showing all the stuff I got going, I have a couple of podcasters I want to share with you. They are new, and so I'm new. So if you're like me and you enjoy watching and getting inspired by other crocheters, gosh, my dog is growling at me. She needs attention. If you're like me, grab your hook and let's get inspired for the love of crochet. Okay, so for my first one, we had, if you've watched my previous episode, you will know that I struggled with a Boho girl baby blanket. I either chose the wrong yarn, chose the wrong stitch. That's enough. Go away. Go away. And so it's just been a huge fiasco for me. I finally landed on a winner. So that is my finished object. And this is it. And I don't think you'll see all the colors as good as they are in person. And so I did the the stripes. It's from Daisy Farm Crafts, but I used a number 5 yarn, and this has wool in it, and it's those watercolor cakes in it. So it has creams and pinks and lavenders, and it's just so pretty in person. And then of course there's no bobbles in the back, but there's bobbles in the front. Now this is a hodgepodge of a blanket because I did not have a set of colors to use for this. And so I was just throwing together whatever I could find in my yarn stash. And this is what turned out. And I do like the bobble edging with the dark purple. I think it does it very nicely. And so I did lavender bobbles in Premier. It's a Premier thick yarn. And then I also did cream or buff, whatever color that might be. And then I had a little bit of leftover yarn, and so I tried to make a little basket to go with this baby blanket. I followed a tutorial on Jayda and Stitches for a rectangle basket with handles, and it did not work for this yarn. Maybe I did use 2 strands held together, and as you can see, it has no frame. I think this could have benefited from a stitch, a back loop stitch here to keep it framed up. And so I don't like it because it's just a floppy bag. But then we also made these handles. Anyway, so this was a fail, I think. I think it needs that back loop stitch to give it that frame that it needs to stand up. And I used 2 number 5 yarns, like I said, whatever I had held together, left over from the blanket. And I used a number 6 or 8 hook. So maybe a tighter hook, but nonetheless, it is what it is. And that is what I got out of it. I'm not gonna undo it. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I guess it's okay for holding diapers or ointments in the changing station. Who knows? I don't know. It is nice to kind of keep things in like it is a little bit of a frame, but not much. So that is it. And the yarn that I used for that was this. They were mandala cakes, watercolor by Lion brand, and I don't see a color. Oh, here we go. Icy grape. Icy grape. And it took 5 of those to make that blanket. And I also used for the baubles Premier Serenity. I don't think they have this. I'm not sure, but I don't think they have this anymore. So I was left using with whatever I had. So that's why I would have done lavender cream, lavender cream, lavender cream, but I didn't know how long it would last me. And it was a hodgepodge of a boho blanket. So it's definitely boho. So yeah, got my yarn labels. Very out of character for me to have yarn labels to show you and actually remember the yarn. Okay, now for my next one, back from the squeaky chair, I have a works in progress. This is such a cool bag. I got this from Marshall's or Ross, and it has 2 small pockets here, 2 pockets here, 2 pockets here, 2 pockets here, 2 pockets here, plus it has a little pocket in here for my scissors. And so I've been using this to start a new project. And it has, I don't know if you remember all those little tiny granny squares I showed you in a previous video. I assembled my patch of little granny squares, and I want to make a sweater out of it. Now, I'm new to designing, I am new to even reading patterns, but I really want this granny square in a shirt. And I don't know what I'm doing, but this is what I started to do. So this is going to be the bottom. So here's my edging for the bottom, and I just put a stripe in there of the same yarn that I'm using for the granny squares. And I left this opening to attach my granny square. And we'll see how it goes. So I've done this, and I've also assembled this one, and I didn't put them in any kind of order. I just kind of grabbed them. But if there was too many blues, and I switched some out if I grabbed too many blue ones. So yeah, granny square girl. I'm excited. This will be my first design garment, and it may be another hodgepodge of a whatever, but that's how you learn, and that's how you grow, and that's how you get experience at doing what you want to do. So I'm using this, and the yarn that I'm using for the sweater itself is this Yarn Bee one, as well as I have leftovers of this yarn to make anything more that I need to add to it, or color, or I was even thinking of putting a row of granny stripes down. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. It's all freeform. That's what it is. My freeform granny square sweater. That's what I'm doing. So yeah, wish me luck on that. Or send your blessings and prayers and hope that it all goes well. I also have, let's see. Oh yeah, this was the, oh gosh, the Boho Fiasco blanket that used the wrong yarn. I don't know whether I'm going to finish this or not. And then this was my first attempt with the flowers. So you'll see in a previous video that I mentioned this one. And this was the original bauble, used a very small thin yarn. And then I switched to a number 5 and got it done in 4 days. So yeah, so that's what's in this lovely bag. Okay, now I'm also been someone has accepted an application for me to do a test on their pattern, and it's Zines and Roger, a famous UK designer. And so I was really excited because it was a granny square vest test. That's what it is. And I started it, and I don't have my yarn label for this. It's in my stop growling at me. It's in my book, so I don't have it on hand. Unfortunately, it's over there in my crochet corner in the living room. So here is the beginning of my vest test, and it's granny square stitch, and it's using a number 3, and it's got this Merlot looking color, and this is from Hobby Lobby. I do know that. So it's really pretty, and this thing has like 600 yards in it, so I only needed about 600 yards to do this. So this is going to be the bottom, and I'm left on trying to do the arm shaping, and that is where I'm stuck. I need to give it a break and come back to it because this is my first time doing arm shaping in a pattern. I'm new to pattern reading, and I have not done arm shaping around, so it's something new I'm learning and I'm trying. But I gave it a break. I really love this color. I really love the fact that it'll be like a vest, a sweater vest. So yeah, that is what I've got going on. However, I do have one more finished. Object. Oh, here it is. And it stands up so nicely. Now, I don't know why I started this. Usually I start something new when I need immediate gratification. And so I start working on something that I think I can handle. And one night I completed this in one night I did, but it took me all day. So this is so cute. This was a tutorial on YouTube as well, and it is so cute. I really like it. I didn't give it a nose or a mouth or anything. I kind of like it the way it is. I may try and put a little pink nose, but as far as I can tell, this little egg bunny is done. I think it's so cute. I like it a lot. So here's another one. And then I do have a couple of YouTubers that I've just started watching. They just started their channels, and they're doing such a great job, far better than me. Not that I'm anyone to compare to, but these are some great YouTube channels, and I just know that they will do really well. And oh, in fact, I will show you. I did do one more finished object. Okay, so the first one channel is called Yarncraft by Nicole, and she's a tester. She tests a lot of patterns. She's even tested for someone I know locally who's called Eclair Makery on YouTube. She also has her own book, and she's local to me. And so she did a lot of pattern testing for her, as well as many other designers. She's done a lot of testing. She's also a designer herself. And she's also an ambassador for a yarn company called Wonderland Yarns. I've never seen these, so I don't know anything about them, but if you want to know about Wonderland Yarns, Nicole is your girl at Yarncraft by Nicole. That's her YouTube channel. Go check her out. And then I also have another YouTube channel, and she just started, and she's doing really well too. And her name is Liz, and her channel name is Castle Handmade, and she is from, I don't know if she's from Australia, but I believe she's located in Australia. Yes, she's in the Southern Highlands of Australia. So she has a wonderful accent. I enjoy watching her. She's also a teacher. She has her own shop in Australia where she showcases a lot. Her background is so nice and neat, and it's in her shop. And so go check her out too. It's Liz at Castle Handmade. So those are two channels that just started and are doing phenomenal. And the first one that I mentioned, Yarncraft by Nicole, she's already put up her first tutorial. And if you notice in her background, she has this tapestry or blanket. It could be whatever you want, but she's using it as her backdrop, and it showcases these flowers. Well, she did a tutorial on it, so I did a few. using some scrap yarn I had next to me. And you basically just make the flower and then you connect them at one of the petals or so. And of course I only have 4, so that's all I've got together so far. But yeah, I mean, you can see that if you put a bunch of these and grow them, and be a nice rug, it could be a table centerpiece. Like I said, she's using it as a backdrop. So that is another completed object. So see if you can go check them out and see what you think. And I will see you in the next video. I hope you are inspired, and if you have any suggestions for me or encouragement, please list them below, and I wish you all well. Peace and God bless. Bye.